When people see this building, they know it as the San Antonio Museum of Art. However, they may not know that this was the original location of the Lone Star Brewing Company that was founded in 1883 by Adolphus Busch along with a group of San Antonio businessmen. The brewery itself opened up along the banks of the San Antonio River in 1884, and through the years it took shape to the building that you see in this photo. By the early 1900s, the Lone Star Brewery was known as the largest brewery in the state of Texas. San Antonio got the nickname the Milwaukee of Texas, since it was almost similar to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which at the time was the epicenter of the brewing industry. The Lone Star Brewing Company made such products as Lone Star Select Beer, Alamo Beer, Bavarian Beer, Erlanger Beer, and Vienna Beer. Yes, business was good at the Lone Star Brewing Company. However, one moment in American history put a halt to this company, and that moment was Prohibition. On January 16, 1919, the 18th Amendment was ratified, which prohibited the manufacturing, sale, and transportation of alcoholic beverages. Now, this new amendment was going to take effect 1 year after its ratification, so to try to save the company, Lone Star Brewing Company came up with a soft drink called Tango. This was not enough to keep Lone Star Brewing Company afloat during Prohibition, so they were forced to close their doors in 1920. Through the years, the building was used as a cotton mill, an ice factory, an auto repair shop, a uniform storage business, among other businesses until it was made into the Museum of Art in 1981. Rest assured, this is not the end of the Lone Star Brewing Company's story. Let's fast forward to December 5, 1933, where the 21st Amendment was just ratified, repealing the 18th Amendment and ending Prohibition for good. People across the country were excited to finally get beer on tap at their local bar, or to buy a case of beer at their local grocery store. Back home in San Antonio, Texas in 1934, the Sabinas Brewing Company opened up a new factory on the present-day site of the abandoned Lone Star Brewery. In 1939, they changed their name to Champion Brewing Company, and in 1940, they were purchased by the Muehlebach Brewing Company. Now, that same year, Muehlebach Brewing Company changed their name to Lone Star Brewing Company. Now, the reason for that name change, I'm not so sure, but my assumption is that the name Lone Star Brewing Company was very well respected in the state of Texas, and because it was so successful before Prohibition that they wanted to build up from that success from that point forward. With the rebirth of the Lone Star Brewing Company in 1940, they immediately began production on Lone Star beer. In the 40s and the 50s, the Lone Star Brewery began to grow, and by the late 1950s, it was known as the most beautiful brewery in the world. This wasn't your ordinary brewery. You could have a nice cold Lone Star beer at the beer garden. You could check out the Buckhorn Saloon and Museum. Even kids were allowed on the premises to have a nice cold root beer. Also, there was a huge pool on the grounds where people could go and take a dip in. You could also pick up a case of Lone Star beer straight out of production at the site. Also, there were tours available for the brewery. All in all, this wasn't just a place to work at. This was a place where the community got together to hang out and enjoy themselves. By the mid-1960s, the brewery employed more than 650 people and had annual sales of over 1 million barrels. By the mid-1970s, Lone Star beer was nicknamed the National Beer of Texas, and of course, drinking any other beer in Texas is treason. In 1976, Lone Star Brewing Company would be bought out by Olympia Brewing Company. A few years later in 1983, G. Heilman Company bought out Olympia. However, they still continued to make Lone Star beer at the Lone Star Brewery. This would all end though in 1996 when the Stroh Brewing Company bought out G. Heilman and decided to move production from San Antonio to Longview, Texas, thus closing Lone Star Brewery. From 1996 onward, the Lone Star Brewery sat abandoned, decayed, and vandalized. There were many developers through the years that purchased the Lone Star Brewery and had a vision to turn it into a mixed-use development that consisted of office spaces, a hotel, apartments, restaurants, shops, and entertainment, somewhat similar to what the Pearl is in downtown San Antonio. But with each developer through the years who gave us a promise to turn the old Lone Star Brewery into a mixed-use development, gave us nothing but empty promises in the end. So, once again, in March 2021, new developers, Gray Street Partners, and Midway Development had a vision for the old Lone Star Brewery to become a mixed use development. The project would take 10 years to complete with a grand total of $700 million. Now, this project looked promising because in late 2021 into early 2022, the demolition of non historic buildings at the old Lone Star Brewery was taking place. It finally looked like things were going to be brewing again at the old Lone Star Brewery, but of course, the project came to a halt, and in March 2022, Gray Street Partners and Midway Development put the property on sale once again, halting any future development. The reason being was because, first and foremost, it was a land investment. I'm not sure what that exactly means, but yeah, there you have it. This article was very informative as it broke down the details of what Gray Street Partners and Midway Development had planned for this new mixed-use development at the old Lone Star Brewery. So as I mentioned, this project is now at a halt, and who knows when it'll start up again. Maybe it'll just be sitting abandoned for many more years. Who knows, but as of right now, the Lone Star Brewery is not what it used to look like. Many urban explorers have toured this place through the years and shown us how empty and decayed and vandalized that this building looked. As of May of 2022, this is all that's left of the old Lone Star Brewery. Here's my tour of what's left, and I hope you enjoy. Just look at that huge crater where a building once stood. I think this is where like the museum was, or the warehouse. I'm not too sure exactly what those buildings were. It's like another warehouse over there. And right over here is like the main building of the factory. Let's go take a closer look. Now I know there are 1,000,000,001 videos of this place already, but this is the current state of the Lone Star Brewery. This, I believe, might have been like a big vat for making beer. And there's a huge opening. I want to get up there and get a perspective from up there looking down. I'm not sure what this was, but here we are. It just goes on and on. Well, no joke. We heard people inside, and I don't want to risk my safety as well as my friend's safety here. That's what I just said on this video. Yeah, so we're just out in the open now. We're gonna go ahead and look at the former pool/lake area. Okay, leaving the main building. This was the former patio area, or like the bar area, if you will. And over here is the lake slash pool area. And as you can see, it is a big crater now. And here is what's left. In my last video, there was like a statue in the middle of this rubble, but as you can tell, it's completely gone now. It's pretty sad. I mean, I would have preferred this place to have been left untouched and abandoned than to destroy it and then not do anything with it in the end. But maybe one day somebody will actually develop this property. But for the past 25 years, it seems to have had nothing but bad luck. Okay, so the story continues, the adventure continues rather. We're going to look at this old building. It looks like some kind of garage or warehouse. And we might test our luck and try out this other building on the other side here. Hopefully we don't run into any vagrants. So let's check it out. And from other videos that you've seen 1,001 times, here is the well-known warehouse or garage, whatever you want to call it. I want to say it's like a warehouse because it says here hold area. And I guess maybe the trucks would drive up here, they would load it up, and it would be going out to bars and stores nationwide that serve and sell Lone Star Brewery beer. There's not much to it other than graffiti and decay through the years. Yeah. Here we have some kind of office or break room, whatever you want to call it. And right over here, there used to be like offices, like an office building or whatever you want to call it here. So yeah, there's really not much left of this old Lone Star Brewery. I guess we could check out that building to see what's going on in there. Okay, here we are. Not much to it. And at this point, I once again heard what sounded like maybe a homeless man talking to himself or screaming at someone, I don't know. But I decided to head out at this point. Here's people. There's someone nearby. What's up? That's our people, maybe. I don't know. Trying to get in. So that concludes this video on the history and tour of the old Lone Star Brewery. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have an Instagram, follow me on there for any updates on future videos. Thanks for watching.